It is 2:17 in the morning. Radar systems suddenly light up. Dozens of red dots appear on the screen. Then hundreds. Within seconds, air defense alarms begin to sound across the country. Missiles are in the air. Military commanders rush into underground war rooms. Phones begin ringing in Washington. And somewhere deep inside the Pentagon, a single question is being asked. Is this the moment the world has feared for decades? A direct war between Iran and Israel. Because if that war truly begins, there is a very high chance one more nation will be pulled into it. The United States. And if that happens, this conflict could spiral into something much larger. Possibly the most dangerous global crisis of the 21st century. But to understand how close the world could come to that moment, we first have to understand a conflict that has been building quietly for decades. Most people imagine wars as tanks crossing borders and planes bombing cities. But the war between Iran and Israel has mostly been invisible. A shadow war. For years, both sides have been fighting in secret. Cyber attacks targeting nuclear facilities, covert operations inside enemy territory, mysterious explosions at military bases, scientists disappearing, ships attacked at sea. Each side blames the other. But neither side openly declares war. Because both countries understand something very dangerous. Once a full war begins, it may be impossible to control. At the center of this tension is one issue: nuclear weapons. For years, Israel and the United States have feared that Iran could eventually build a nuclear bomb. Iran insists its nuclear program is peaceful. But Israel sees it very differently. From Israel's perspective, a nuclear-armed Iran would completely change the balance of power in the Middle East. And Israel has made one thing very clear: it will not allow that to happen. That is why Israeli leaders have repeatedly warned that they may take military action if necessary. And that single decision could ignite a regional war overnight. Imagine this scenario. Late at night, Israeli fighter jets cross into hostile airspace. Their target is one of Iran's most important nuclear facilities. Within minutes, precision bombs hit their target. Explosions light up the desert. For a few hours, the world waits in silence. Then Iran responds. Hundreds of missiles and drones are launched toward Israel. Air defense systems activate immediately. Explosions fill the sky. Cities prepare for impact. And suddenly, the shadow war becomes a real war. Now the situation becomes even more dangerous. Because Israel is not alone. For decades, the United States and Israel have maintained a strong military partnership. The United States provides advanced weapons, intelligence, and strategic support. So if Israel faces a massive attack, Washington may feel pressure to respond. American aircraft carriers in the region could move closer. U.S. fighter jets could begin patrol missions. Missile defense systems might activate to help defend Israeli cities. And once American forces are involved, the conflict changes completely. Because Iran would now be facing not just Israel, but the most powerful military in the world. Rarely stay contained. Allies and rival powers quickly become involved. Iran has regional partners. Israel has powerful allies. Global powers are watching every move. If the conflict expands, more countries could be drawn in. Oil supply routes could be threatened. Global markets could crash. Military alliances could activate. And the entire world could suddenly find itself standing at the edge of a much larger confrontation. History shows that major wars often begin with a single moment. A misunderstanding. A miscalculation. One missile hitting the wrong target. One commander making the wrong decision. And in today's world, with advanced weapons and instant communication, those decisions happen in minutes. Sometimes seconds. Which means that in a future crisis, leaders may have very little time to stop events from escalating. Right now, the conflict between Iran and Israel remains mostly in the shadows. Tensions rise. Then they cool down again. For the moment, a full war has been avoided. But the possibility still exists. And the real question is not whether tensions will continue. They almost certainly will. The real question is this: if the next crisis begins, will world leaders be able to stop it in time? Or will the world suddenly wake up one morning to discover that the unthinkable has already begun?